Welcome everybody. I'd like to thank Sensei Riley for coming down for this inaugural course. And to wet the whistle of the new diligent. Just take it steady. Some people, depend what Sensei decides to do. If you're going to contact one or two people, may not be comfortable with that. So as far as I can speak to Sensei, do what you feel comfortable with. Okay? It's important that we train and get those. We've got to hand over to the gaffer. So speak to Sensei. Enjoy. It's not like up there,
I think most people know me or are aware of me or seen me before, and soon never forgotten. As I say, if you don't go through hands-on, my students have been trained hands-on now for quite some time. Clean, wash, clean, everybody's more specific to, double jabbed. So it's your preference. I will not be teaching weapons work. There's too many people on the mat to do so. So it will be hands-on, hands contact. Has anybody got any qualms about not being in contact with other people? Are we all happy? That's all right. You don't offend anybody, yeah, far from it. But as I say, I'm double jabbed, being tested, not for us this always, but being tested, so everybody's alright. So, and would you please sit next side, please? Thank you. Hi. I wonder why, or some sense, it's daughter exercise, and it's quite, you don't need me to run you through exercises. It's important for me I can see the class training as a whole. I see who's got an injury, I see who's not really confident, I see who is confident, you can take you carry. So I can't see that when I'm in the front of the class like this, but when I'm stood to the side, I get a better vista of what's on the mat in front of me. Okay, so if you just wonder why I did take exercises and get rid of my seniors to do it, that's the reason why. There's always the reason why I do things. I'll do some later. Okay. James, please. Right. So my sensei trained those sensei for a long time. It's those sensei started every class with time I went through. And at the time I couldn't get my head around it, I wondered why. As I've got older and hopefully better understanding of it, I can get a bit of feel out of it now than I ever did when I was in 11th grade. So it's a very important exercise. Four sensei thought it was very important. My sensei thought it was important. And I do now. I think there's something in there. It's about contact. It's how you feel okay, you feel his energy or her energy, and you feel your own. So from here, I gently feel into it, so we connect. It's about the connection. I want to bring his shoulder and his energy past me. So I start to turn the hand into him. I'm giving him my energy. He will then in turn hopefully feed back his energy towards me. Now I can feel this contact. I breathe in. As I breathe in, I absorb his energy. Okay? And then just nice and relaxed. Yeah? So we try to keep the back as straight as possible because I want to push forward with the hips, not the body. So from here, contact. The contact's here, nice and relaxed. I breathe in, I turn. The hand goes back to my centre. Anything feeds forward. The hands are flat, facing forward. Yeah, very, very easy. So from here, everything's in the hips. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed as possible. So watching my shoulders from here. I breathe in, I absorb his energy, I turn, I extend. And you can see I have to follow it. It's just slightly there. Some sense it teach differently, all different interpretations of it. This is my interpretation where I was taught by my sensei, who was trained by your sensei, so I think it might have a little bit of lineage there somewhere along the line. So from here, as it goes into here, we feed into, and my foot is just ever so slightly in front of his, not the side. Yeah? Just ever so much, so I can lead his energy forward. So I breathe in here, energy shoulders low, I extend forward and here. I need to feel this underside as well. So if James likes to lift my hand up, you can feel the energy not only just leaning forward, but also unstable. My posture is very much based on a low centre of gravity and strong movement. Okay? So I'm not into this modern Aikido where you stand up and everybody twirls around you. I'm very focused, centre from bokeh. Okay? So if you wonder why my Aikido is sometimes stranger than what you've seen before, I'm talking to most of the students in their mind, so I'm talking to them because they already know that. For those who have not done before, at least we'll give you a bit of background. So it's really important to get the bokeh and the feel of it from there. And I like this for my own personal Aikido. You'll see, I tend to go rookie, if you want to call it. I like to go forward. Very rarely I like to step back. Yeah? So I tend to just initiate and move in. But that's for my Aikido. So, Taino Inko, please, yeah? Your partner. So, question came up here, and it's Taino Inko is quite a simple technique, but it's very complicated. Like most things in Aikido, most things are very simple, but when you break it all down, it can become very complicated. And I think this is what confuses people when they start to practice Aikido. The technique, you can learn all the techniques very simply and make them very mechanical, but it's the finer points that we all miss until we get to senior level and progress. So, from here, with contact, I can feel my energy in my wrist now. What I don't want to do, I don't want to lose that contact, so I don't want to just put my hand out here, and so it creates a gap. There's a gap in the grip. I'm not breaking his grip, I'm just going to do a different side. So as I feed into him now, you see, I'm not moving. I'm still speaking to you now. Naturally, that you can feel this energy through my wrist, can't you? And if you want to, I can do it. Everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, you can still feel this energy. So relax, but you can still feel that contact point there with my wrist, can't you? So I start to move forward. Remember, I'm not bothered about this hand, what that is leg, what that is head. It's an exercise. Yeah? I'm still aware of it, but it's an exercise. Okay? If he wants to push me, I'll make it into technique. It's a big difference. So at the moment, we're all friends and we're playing. Not like the word playing, but we've been friends. So we're both learning it, as we always do. So as I turn, he's still wanting to grip hold of me, but I put my wrist into his, so it's putting his elbow into his centre. And I come over. But now the move, so I'm moving forward. So I take full control of his energy, just by that simple connection here. Somebody once, I remember when I was a beginner, somebody said it was like a ball joint. So there were a rock to the ceiling, rock to the wall, and this was a ball joint. So your hand didn't move, it just stayed there. People tend to drag it, don't they? You see this a lot and all this. So it doesn't work. It might work for you really strong, but it doesn't work for me. So from here, the contact's there. The hand's coming back towards my centre where my energy is. So from there, I feel it on, everything's pushing from here. People try to push with their arms. It's not there. You feel the energy there on there. So from here, I can just simply extend without overextending my own body. Yeah? So I'm trying to make it non-mechanical. I'm trying to make it so we connect both our energies together, if that makes sense. Yeah? See, some people might be able to go down that, I don't know that word, but very spiritual way, they talk about energy and things like that. I'm a very down-to-earth guy, done a lot of things in my life, working background, so I don't really take to all this magical stuff, but there is something there. Yeah? And I'm very, very, bless you, nothing stuff kept me going so long, trying to find this bit of magic about how we can move people with little energy and things like that. I want to have a discussion with the three of the senior grades on Tuesday about it, how it changed over the years and that kind of thing with the technique. And you do as you get older, everything changes. But I think the understanding's got better. So as I said, like to Mr. Bellingham, it's our responsibility to pass this on to you now as much as we can, kind of thing, like I know. So when we can. I remember when myself and Mr. Bellingham were in band grades, you know, if you saw a third dan, you're like, you know, I don't know how many third and fourth dans are on the mat today. And you know, you travel miles to go see a third and fourth dan, literally, you know what I mean? A dan grade. And so they're unique. So now, you know, you're washing, you know, like, you know, with a Tuesday night class and you've 14, 15 weeks, 20 dan grades there from the 7th dan down to 1st dan. And you've never seen that, you think so in the course in 20 years ago. So it's, you know, it's in, you're very, very fortunate for the lower grades that you've got all this experience on the mat to teach you. So I'm still trying to filter it down through all of it. Okay, so enough talking, we'll sit down, please, yeah? So, breathe in, feel your contact. here, so I'm going to feel his contact as I go in. I take his centre and I extend. Okay? So try one more time. So from here, yeah, with this contact, yeah, extremely strong, can't move centre. Yeah? So I have to go around it. So move the hand around here, soft, and give it a back stretch here. Yeah? This is important. Yeah? You see so much in modern day Aikido where they do this very exuberant here. If the hand slips, you're going to get an elbow right up your nose. My Aikido is very, very simple, very, very basic. The reason we do Aikido, the principles that we work on, protection. If I put myself in a position where I'm not protected, I cannot see the point in doing it. Yeah? If you look back at the old videos of Mr. Will Sensei and people like that, you will see you never have to the openings. Yeah? So this is modern Aikido, it's gone down to make it a little bit more exuberant. Well, it's just in my words. But it's pay money and you take your price. Pay money and you price. So from here, we stop. We can't go forward, right? I can't turn forward, she's got an extremely strong grip. Yeah? So I need to go around there. So make a circle towards her right hand. So make here into, soften the elbow here, both hands extend forward here. She takes the back stretch. So again, all the time I'm moving forward, I'm making contact with her. I don't want to lose contact with her. I want to feel what she's going to do next. Even though it's only an exercise, it's training my mind, prepare myself for technique. Okay? There's a big difference between exercise and technique. Unfortunately, over the years, they've got mixed up. Okay? And this is why when you speak about MMA, people dissing Aikido or things like that, they don't come and train, you know, as we've trained in the past. So they come and look at the class and see people do this very big jump coming in, goodness knows what, and then they put two and two together and they get six. So, yeah, it's contact here, yeah. Exercise least technique. Here, into feeling forward, hips do change. And I'm here, making myself stable. Here, as I move forward, here, I breathe in and take everything. Feel it forward, feeling around, feeling forward. From here, concentrate, into, keep walking, take it around, sweep it over. Yeah. So breathing, contact, yeah? Feet, the backhand's already here in preparation. And you see as I move forward, I'll show you the other side now. Here, I'm already in position. I move forward, here, this is already in the hand. I can drop down, and I can make it unite. So I can change from exercise to technique. And you see, yes? Don't get them mixed up. Join together. They're there for a reason. So here into, here into. And there is awkward posture. Why would you say that? You don't. It's a transient posture. I'm moving forward to get the hip behind me as much as I can. So all the body weight's here. So if you're light, you've got a big gap. All your body weight's there, underneath it. This. Okay? Easy. Nice, relaxed. My tone of voice doesn't change all the time. I'm reading the technique. Really should be lost. So, you should concentrate on working on what you're doing. I'm teaching, so it's slightly different. So from here, I'm feeding in, and we're here. Nice and easy. Yeah? So if fear comes up, it's very bendy. Yeah? Easy. You see? Yeah? Easy. So try different patterns, please. Like if fear comes up, just gather around so you can see it. I don't think now Aikido is supposed to be gentle and soft. But you've got to have some energy, you've got to have some life in you. Aikido is about life. Yeah? This life force in you and feeling good. Yeah? Whether you're training in life in general, whatever. Yeah? Aikido's given me a lot of things in my life, as well as hair loss, headache, lonely. But apart from that, I make bad knees. But apart from that, it's been fantastic. But it's given me many things. So, from here, he's a big, strong guy. Yeah? So I'm going to practice. If it's too strong for me, and then we'll say, like, okay, just calm me down and just give me enough so I can feel the resistance. It's not going to both stood there like that. Yeah? Not good at all. You're here to learn, and you learn together. And you can test each other, but not to the point of being downright awkward and blocking people out. Yeah? And we've all been on courses like that where people want to show how strong they are, and it's a touch. Yeah? So it don't work like that, because you won't do the technique you were doing that. So we need to make sure that you want to feel this energy of going forward, like I said earlier. So when I've got this movement here, everything's driving forward. I want to feel like I'm actually taking my balance rather than just doing a back stretch. So from here, I'm breathing, I'm relaxed here, the power's relaxed, yeah? I'm still in the same posture. I'm not doing anything different, apart from put something on myself into the technique. Now you don't need to slow them down. I can get to the point here into here, and you can feel my energy. Once the sound goes dead, it's no longer nothing. It's everything should be here. The backhand's heavy. It's not just a silly guy. Both hands work together. The idea of both hands should always work together. And hopefully we'll try and show you that. So from here, feet, relax into it. I'm still talking to you, I'm no bother, but this is extended. Yeah? So I'm going to try to come there, please, if you don't mind. That's the
That's it.
That's the feet. Yeah. So now, I should have got fired for that, but something to realise, we've all made me sorry. You can see what I'm saying, there's energy there and down. It's not gone dead. Yeah? So you've got to keep your body alive. Actually, the tip of the back end is my energy to extend. Yeah, here I've got a good root. Yeah, so it's very important to me to train like that. And I say, you know, most of the students, not most of the students, some of my students here, most of the students in the mathematics, they've all learned this before. And sometimes they come and all from something that perhaps they haven't heard before. So I try and pass on the knowledge as much knowledge as I possibly can to you. And it's hard sometimes, because it's unless you take your opinion from me, you don't have to feel my Aikido. Most of my students have, but I would imagine all of my students have taught my Aikido. So it's relaxed but powerful, awful, I think it is. Probably there, it's like that. But in my eyes, it's flowing and powerful. Like so. So my eyes are wonderful. So from here, basic exercise. Exercise in the thing. I can make it here. Come on to do so. So the big technique, you come short and short. All the same exercise. Okay, I'm using this hand behind so you can see. Use this hand behind for the technique. You just lie down. There's always something about it. You always told me students, I've never got drinking on my own. Always got bodyguards with me, so it's good. Yes? Are we happy? Yeah? So put something into it. Feel this exchange, feel this joy. Not you, not me. We're okay? I'm really good. It goes just mechanical. I know a little friend of mine, he's a very high-ranking, is it Cassie, some kind of, thank you very much. Very high-ranking, one of the highest in the country. I've run it for years, he's cracking, down the page and goodness knows what. And we have these debates every now and again, and we're really old friends, we've known each other for 40 years or more. And it's just mechanical, it's just mechanical. And I said, it isn't, there's more to it, And as he's progressed over the years in that, he's mellowing and then he's saying, yes, there's something there, but I don't know what I'm saying to you, I think. So it's really, really important, and I think, I came from a karate background, and, we're all, yeah. And when I went to my first Aikido, I was pushing, really, might as well do this Nikyo. And so I was young then, I was in my teens, so as you understand it, somebody put Nikyo on me, and I thought, what's that hurt? And so I wrote, once I thought the Nikyo, I thought, I like this, there's more to it than meets the eye. And so I did karate and Aikido tandem for many years, and then Aikido took its path, and I followed that completely. So it's, but I've forgotten the background of this school forward. So, James, please, yeah? So, ladies asked, yeah, when we get to here, really awkward position to be in it, yeah? If I raise, to re-establish my posture. So I get to here, yeah, and I raise, moving around as you can see. right forward a bit. Make a big move. So you're exaggerating this. So I go forward, turn the angle. So if we got this slide here, please, James, yeah. So, normal exercise, we get here, let's paddle. Okay? So I'm moving to here, yeah, and I feel really strong. So what I do is, push his elbow to be centred. This is why his hand's heavy. Yeah? Always be careful of this. Not just particularly because it's head push, there's a lot of weight in the head. You can get caught with this. If you lean forward, you can get tucked with the head, it's not the Yorkshire word. Tucked, you always tuck somebody for you, of course, yeah? It's like tipping a bucket out in the mines. Tuck it. It's education, whatever the weight is like, you know, mining, everything. So, from here, yeah, I drive and then turn. So now my posture's here. Because if I'm pushing me back and I fail, I can't just rely on one posture. Every movement should allow me to roll. Yeah? So I'm never stuck for a posture, unless of course I'm being completely picked up under one arm and yeah, there's a lot of girls on that in actually. I used to work there, it used to be quite scary. Anyway, so from here, we move into the back foot. Okay? So I need to put pressure on this front arm. I drive forward and then turn that way. Have we got it? Perhaps in groups of three, just give yourself a bit more room. Yeah, you're happy with that? You're okay with that, Jimmy? Thank you very much indeed. I can move a little bit in the video later. So on a centre line, so I'm coming to here, right? I'm locked. So I over exaggerate posture here, so it's soft. And then I turn, face, the direction. The thing about Aikido is, when you're under pressure, in the dojo you're no pressure, apart from turning up, looking tidy, and trying other techniques to keep you safe. Yeah? But, if you have to use your Aikido as a tool, then you realise then the posture needs to be good. Yeah? That's very, very important. And so, we do these exercises a little bit exaggerated. So if you don't get knocked off posture, come straight back in posture from here. Yeah? I can be pushed about and still keep a good posture. So it's really important to make sure your posture is right and you feel good in your centre. This is the most important thing you'll do in your Aikido, is keep this balance. The rest of it, yeah, we can add to it. But if you've no foundation to what you're doing, you might keep working here with a nice line up here, a property bookie. If you get something that's strong from the dojo, you go on a test somewhere, you're going to come into difficulty. So you must think of your posture. Posture is everything, yeah? Modern Aikido, you see them bending over to throw people. People just drag you down and grapple with you. You know, why would one go on the floor? You best have the shirt. Buttons ripped off. None of that. They don't count for this. So, I want to try and keep on as peaceful as we can. If you do them on the floor, disengage, get up. I'm not an MMA fighter. I'm going to be on the floor. Aikido's best to do the Sawari Waza. Sawari Waza works very good. You're on the floor. But we don't train for that greatly, so we're better at disengaging, getting up and getting out of there. Yeah? We can't go to the dojo, if we're doing a test. I've had enough of this since I'm going, I think it failed. Yeah? So, work on your posture, work on your attitude, everything falls to place. So, with here, yeah, I exaggerate, I can't really further forward. So I stretch here, I'm into it. Remember, it's still an exercise, I'm just learning how to control, feel contact with my own. Very, very important. Okay, shall we try again? Very important. Right, on skill show. So, what we were saying is, Alice, it's an awkward posture to be in. And it is, and what I'm trying to say to you is that sometimes in Aikido, you find yourself in the incorrect posture. And the idea of Aikido is you practice the technique the correct way. Your body must, so it's all about muscle memory, isn't it? And when you're under pressure, muscle memory is the only thing you have. So when you panic, your hand sort of straightens up. Show me, you know, so protect yourself. And so it's very, very important that, to me, that you practice it in a very diligent way and that you get this technique right and right and right and right. You might do it 100 times, you might do it 1,000 times, you might think you've got it. But your mind needs to know you've got it. So if I keep changing the technique, then one day I might do it this way, the other day I might do it that way, your mind doesn't know where it wants to be. So when under pressure, it's looking for all these things. Where's one of your feet that's a so and so. You know what I mean? So you just know. So you need to clarify in your own mind where your body is at what time and what you can do in that situation. So what I'm doing here is I'm giving you an exercise where you put it in an awkward position and regain your posture. Okay? So what we're doing is, so from here, I've gone to this position here, it's blocked me. So I'll go to the side, and I'm here now, but I'm facing this way, but I want to get back. The exercise we started with. And you see, it's all about making your body and your mind work for you. So when you're under pressure, yeah, your mind works in different ways. And it's really, really important to focus on getting your posture right, your attitude right. And the technique just comes. Yeah? You don't need a multi-tool technique to make your Aikido effective. And there'll be what perhaps everybody's going to play Aikido effective. But the core of my Aikido, you have to meditate. Whatever I'm doing has to have a reason. I'm not just doing it just because it looks pretty. Yeah? So from here we're looking at exercise. Yes, I know it's only giving me here, and it's unnecessary, but it could be pulling me into taxing that whatever he's working away with me. I don't know. But I'm so aware. So, from here, yeah, normally we move into here, and we exercise, and the exercise is there. I can't do that, so I'm training your mind and your body to feel comfortable in a different way. So I move to here, into this position. So I'll slide here, yeah? So I feel awkward, you can push me over, but you can't, because my sense is moving into positions where it's stronger. And you see, I'm a big believer in Aikido. It's so that the hands, I settle my centre. My knees are soft, I can drive forward, I can move back, I can move to the sides. Yeah, even though Aikido is very circular, you will find under pressure, you'll use pressure, you'll use the circles in a very smaller dimension than you'll ever do in the dojo. Because big technique doesn't work in reality. It's an exercise leading to smaller technique. I know it's, I can't really say that, but it's true. Yeah? Coming from a background of working in the industry, or an industry where you have to be able to control people, violent people, have no particular whim of stopping when you're down on the floor or things like that, you then realise your Aikido is very, very useful to you. And I do nothing else but Aikido. I don't do Jiu-Jitsu, grappling. All I do is Aikido. Traditional Aikido, as I was taught, Zoom man, and hopefully I progress a little bit as I progress older over the years. But you have to think of your posture. If you've got posture, you've nothing. Yeah? Very, very important to me. Posture is worked on. Movement. Yes, you know, there's none of this in reality. It's getting you stable, it's getting you used to moving. Smoothly. Doesn't matter. You take your chemical, you look straight to posture. Yeah, it's nice to be nice, smooth, your chemical. You must put your posture prepared years ago when I was younger, when the dojo was really, perhaps even before the Sunday class game. There's nothing pushing you, the rope, try and kick you. So as you came up, you had to have a guard up, be strong. You look back, I think, I'm not play Aikido without that. But it learned people lots of things, like, you know what I mean? So, I remember there was a lot of fishing about when I was a young man. So some of it's not so better. But then I don't do it, so. But you can see what I'm going for. So the posture is very, very important to me. Yeah? Can you feel that I was taking your posture? If you can't say so, I'll just go sulk in the corner. Yeah? So, but you've got to feel the technique, you've got to understand that it works, yeah? And remember, it doesn't work in everybody. Like it's, 25 stone and we, lifting tires and other stuff, but yeah, they're moving. You might push him, you might not move him. So it's very difficult, you've got to be smart in your technique. This is why we learn about balance. Yeah, so balance and posture is very, very important. We're all okay with that. Yeah, we're okay with that. Mr. Mullen's looking at this road on a very tight schedule. I always run over to talk too much. So we're going to have 10 minutes break. 10 minutes water break. Yes, we'd like to line up, please. Okay. So furthermore, what Stuart was asking is, when I was doing this exercise here, yeah, this is using one hand, and with having my hands, you couldn't get him back in there. This is a monkey, I'm sure you put your back hand in. It's very clever, so you don't tell everybody everything all the time, so you need to watch. Tell everything, you'll forget it. I did, many years ago, I did a teacher training malarkey. Mr. Bellingham, it's something like if you see something, if you read something you remember so much, don't you? And if you see something, and if you do something, it's even better still. Like doing it. I can't get off the box now, you can tell I don't teach. So, we're moving in here, we're still stuck here, so it's pushing the shoulder back here. So I need to cut this down, but now I'm not turn. It's already been hanging. So I've got myself in a better position to do a technique. So I've gone from exercise to technique because my posture's right. Can you see? I'm going to show you this, now we're actually going to as well do it. Mr. Golden's going to talk to you, or my students will definitely tell you, Unagi is one of my favourite techniques. I can do it from various options, with various results. Usually they look on the floor, but it's really good. Very up to movement play, yeah? So there's something more exciting out there than what I'm teaching.
Don't spring it up, is it?
But we're not movement, please. So, we're back here. Exercise. From the centre. Yeah? Get this underway. Watch for his feet from the beginning go. What's so now? So, exercise. What? I get to here. I drive forward before I came back. This time I drop the elbow over his shoulder. Take here. Drive into the Unagi. So step, but you just stick him down. If you step, you're vulnerable, so you must make sure you slide back slightly so his feet don't kick you in the groin unintentionally. Yeah? We okay with that? I'm going to see it again.
Since it comes to do normal speed. The slow one will pick up the not speed one. To me, it is very good.
Right. What I initially showed was this. So I didn't step through. The slow one, I had more options to step through. I'm going to talk about keeping the balance. So go where the body feels, where the body feels comfortable. So for you, here, look at this. Oh, Mikey knows very practical. People do not appreciate how practical Aikido is. Got that one in it. See the Minagi done, I'm going to go here also after. So you don't bore the contention with you, because I like the Minagi, the technique. You see that, just do it. You see this? And the walk up underneath the arm. What on earth is that about? You do Minagi, it's a very brutal technique. Or it can be. All that here can be. Shihan is a very dangerous technique because there's a lot of people that damage when they're in sport Aikido by the head in the mat very quickly as they're being cut down. So Minagi, the initial 4 point, is in a temi with the wrist. So it drives in the side of the neck to stun them. So we drive in. So that's the most brutal bit. Real good teachers that know that, I think. Not somebody else's, but not mine, that's anyway. So, you're going to be very, very versatile. So the missed this, and it should cut to the floor. Okay, should have the opportunity to escape me. The only reason I like to take you again is because I want them to. So from here, into, drop the center. I'm comfortable. Yeah? From here, and the elbow comes back. I'll show you the strangling one. You see the weight's there. I'm on balance, even though I'm in an awkward position. He's off balance. Like you go. I'm on balance, they're off balance. You might say on balance, that's not the story. Those are here. Alright, that's what we're going to say.
That's it, that's right.
Yeah, oh, wait. We're going to somebody put in the door to be from damaging yourself, please, yeah?
Yeah.
We okay, yeah? Thank you very much. No, it's not a great question. And And I didn't mention it when I was teaching. I said, be careful with feet going into the groin. So what you've got to think about is, I'm leading technique, sorry, exercise into technique. So we've gone to here, and I've gone to here now, yeah? So I'm turning here, and it's that sharpness. So it's like, it seems to come round now. See what it ends up? If you swap it, the technique's not as effective. When you get here, you see now where it's. See the hip I'm putting throws it away then. There's much opportunity there. There's one of the good. Don't break.
Sorry.
Can you see?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
So it's just good to ask questions. Don't take my word for it. I'll try and explain to you why I do certain things. Believe me, I don't make myself vulnerable, even at my time of life. Yeah? So can you see? It's really important to get the technique correct each time. And like I say, I may not want to throw him. And again, this attacks the material of the attacks. Just something to give us something to work on. So from here, the technique is from here. I want to throw more. Yeah? Completely conscious from there if I wanted to do so. So your options. You can kind, a little bit unkind. What's the for? You need to get the hips right. If the hips are right, you'll go where you go. You'll go where you want to go, should I say. Can you see, does that make sense to you? Okay. If you don't say, I'll try and show you. Okay, lovely. I'm going to say to the young gentleman, if you just want to do it again for us, if you do it like you did, please, yeah? If you like to do it. If you like talking, please, yeah? So, nothing wrong with it, but no, please, yeah? A few words. So, do this technique. Look behind, put the arm behind you. See, turn. It's good, yeah? So last time we saw his arm. I don't think he just fell off it. So what I'm saying is he going to fall over his own account, or are you actually putting him on the floor? Yeah? So it's like, it's that sort of catch, but catch first, catch. Technique, thank you, catch.
22.
Thank you. Does he fall, or does he push? Yeah?
Your bacon suits.
You will say yes, we'll see it back in here. So you've got to make sure Uki realises that you've put him on the floor, and not just he's fallen over. Yeah? I don't know, you're going to slam him to the floor, which we used to years ago because we were better. But you can still feel technique cookie. You're still getting the cookie over here. You're just doing this, there's nothing there, so you want to put something of yourself into it. So the centre's driving forward. So when I'm doing the Ruminagi, yeah? So we're into here, yeah? I'm doing two different ones, I'm saying. From here, yeah? It's feeling it, you feel like taking your balance, look there, heavy. I don't have to slam him down, but when I move forward, I'm in a far better position now to control him. I can lock his arm out to the leg, I can strike him if maybe, I can disengage. I can talk to him nice ladies. I have options. And you see, dream the joystick to put spirit. Don't have to bash everybody. Yeah? You don't need that. There's a lot of you dancing on the mat. You all know it works. Yeah? Just make it so you feel like this thing. Okay? On that note, I'll want to get it, so I'm just very much engaged with one, yeah? Sorry. Big guy, yourself, after taking the minute, to the telly, the strike if need be. That doesn't, if you don't like to strike people, sometimes striking people makes them very angry. Yeah? You know, I've seen people with they do, see this. I've seen people take full belts to the head and just stand there and think, when they come back at you and you think, God, I'm very well over now. So like when they tell you, if you're committed and you know when you're striking, just to go through the motions, which most of we do, because you can't strike people. So I'm an advocate of striking and using striking boards and things like that to get this feeling of. So when you attack someone, they feel like they're being attacked. Yeah? Again, another, please guys, I'll be with you. Coming back, I know I talked about this when with the fall in there. Hook is attacking with two-down ski. Two-down ski is a bit of a no-no anyway. Unless you're really trained, you're not going to strike it. So you get this. So. As he went past it, kiss him on the forehead and push him over. It's a nonsense. So you want committed attacks, make you want to work. It's textured, not blocking it, and you want to train with it. I love that. I've got that one. That's absolutely fantastic. Is that? So, that's what you do. When you're nagging, you don't need to use movement. Normally, you come around with your muscle, we bring him round, and we take him in, and we take him down. And we do that as an exercise, believe it or not. Avoidance. Sometimes when you're in close quarters, you haven't got the option of using it. You're not going to do this, I'm just demonstrating how everything can work, or how everything should be done, in my eyes. Okay? It's one of my students, so it's alright. I've doing it before. I'm never cool to me, these. Yeah. That's the only name. And then it's another story, but after it. So, he's very big, so if I go straight into him, it's going to bounce, especially with something like that. Yeah? So you've got to think about how can I take his balance here. I'm taking his hips. Before he's knocking over. Oh no. Yeah. This goes in, pushes in this way, slightly. The hips push this way. That's it for the other. You don't need all the big movement at this level. You might go in cube grade, but anyone, leader and above, should do that. But anybody should do that. You can even do that. Yeah? All I'm just saying to you, as you get to your dance sheet, you start to work while you're doing things. The end product is that, whether I move round, or I do a big circle, that is the end product. The ringing nagi is very direct. The ringing means to enter. So if we're dancing around him to make a ringing nagi, it's not a ringing nagi. You ringing nagi, entry, throw. I enter, I throw him. And you say, well, there's a plan. We'll try next one. So, it's really, really important. From here, I drop my center, push it down into his hip, as well as here. Yeah? Drive through. That's going to be here. And you see. So the circles, I can make it strong. If you watch my hips, I'm not going straight in. Yeah? This hip starts to turn. This one is here. It's very slight, but if you haven't got the circular motion in your hips, it's just a clash. So I get here, and the left starts to turn away from me here. In preparation, my right hip drive in and makes it hit. Very slight movement on the hips, as you see. So when you're doing your ringing the main product is that. It feels like he's going down, I have to knock his head off. Yeah? But he feels like he wants to go down. I can knock his head off. Yeah? So could you. But then he'll come back next week and train with me, does he? Because he's damaged. So you've got to be responsible to each other how you train. The old days you didn't, because some said people can train, if it goes to field, through injury or whatever, look up to be somebody turn up next week. And believe me, that's how it was. But for me, everything, karate the same, people just come and if they come back this week, but now, it's, Aikido is shrinking throughout the world, people are practicing it, and so my Aikido is very old-fashioned, very dinosaur way, but I'll stick with it, and hopefully my students will, and Mr. Cotier was very direct, he used to move very little, and so I'm trying to learn his Aikido, and so I should continue with that, yeah? I do a lot of around the path, I can't move that way, but I've done, yeah? So also I'm difficult to wander around, so I do it when I'm younger, I'm quite mobile, but now I'm not as mobile, I tend to keep holding the hips, exercise, moves. So low level, we'll teach big movement, yeah? We've got some drills, you've got something from your first lesson, we're doing this like, you know what I mean? Do it at least 2 a week, and so. So you need to have a reason why you're doing, why do I do that? What if I do that, what will happen? Yeah? Because I'm going to talk about it. So anyway, I like doing it. So, we've come back to this nice exercise here, and we've gone from here, okay? So, this time, I just want to push into the elbow, here. Now we're making him in again. finish off with the urinary part of it. That's a good one. So move in here and drop his elbow. So I can move in. And drive through with it. Easy. So happy? The driving off the hip was designed by OK. Yeah? When you make a urinary, you can drive the hips in. If you do it properly, you won't take the urinary. If you see the urinary off the hip, yeah? If you do the urinary properly, you don't do that. Only you are allowed to take it because they feel like they want to do it. If I do a urinary, you're in front of me. So, yeah, anytime Lucky rolls away from you, it's a danger to you. Because he's going to get up and attack you again. He's going to stop and start. So, getting your mind along your body. You get it? Oh, can I bother you again? Thank you. So we're talking about balance, yeah? However, it's not Gideon, they're all wanting to knock each other's heads off now. You know what I mean? So, I think we want that to happen. I know sometimes it doesn't, we're all getting. So, when we were talking with Jeff there, he was like, how nice working that? They were right at the beginning, and my class, I tried to link the classes together so you've got some thread throughout it, kind of thing. I put over the tangent after lunch, but in the morning, we're all linked, like, you know what I mean? So, at the beginning, we were talking about Taekwondo and keeping this contact with each other. So, it was an exercise to make contact. So, I'm putting my wrist in Alan's hand. It's an exercise. Right. It's unrealistic attack unless it's pulling me towards. It won't be just stood there. If you're pulling on to a strike or trying to drag me into an alleyway to move with his friend or whatever. Yeah? So, it's just an exercise at the moment, leading the technique. Because we're trying to work on principles of Aikido. This we're not doing the circular principles at the moment, we're doing looking at balance. So as I feed into Alan there, he's strong, okay? So I take his hand just gently, and I'm feeding, and I close my wrist into his hand. Yeah? At that point, I take him that way. So his weight's going that way. So if I start to pull his shoulders just gently over his hip, now he feels like he's going to fall over backwards. The balance, the human balance is very, very precarious. We're only on 2 legs. Yeah? So we have to adjust the balance, that's in our posture very quickly to keep our balance. Once you finish, you can actually bend over and put it on the mat. Yeah? And, you know, so we don't have the license can, I don't know if anybody else can, but, you know, so we tend to fall over once the balance, once the shoulders go over the hips, you tend to lose balance. Whether it's running down the hill fast, and you lose momentum because your shoulders are going over your hips, or if somebody takes you back, and you fall backwards. So you have to, so if I'm falling backwards, I have to take a step to readjust my posture. So what I'm trying to do is to destroy his posture before he can readjust his posture again. Okay, by taking another step or adjusting his hips. And that's the trick, is that. This is why we do Taino Enko, to feel where the hook is beneath the other side. So we do Taino Enko so we can feel where the hook is strong and weak. Okay? So going back to this technique here, so feeding. I don't want to feed him too much so I'm struggling against him here, yeah? So I just want to move him now, we're here. So I want to move him now, this way. Yeah, certainly. Yeah? And you see, you have options. Once I've broken his balance, world's my oyster. If I'm fighting with him, I'm struggling for his balance, it's fact. I think we're about fighting, it's going to be a little bit more sophisticated than that. Don't get me wrong, it's not that nothing's 100%. I'm just doing your principles to work there. I can't be there when it's getting really not like it, but you know, it's not whatever stressful situation you be. You've got to compose yourself here, yeah? Just look at the different balance, yeah? Here, yeah? I want to move from here. Now, if it's so strong, just have to push it forward, and now your head goes back again, and your balance is broken. Yeah? We'll see. I'll sit on now, what I think is, not used to it quite much, so sorry. I'm just going to show you that. It's like it's much showing a small person than showing a large person. Face really flexible. So it's this contact here. So from here, yeah, push it forward, and you can see I just slide through. Balance is gone. Okay? So you need to break balance. Contact, break balance. If someone's throwing a strike at you, you make the contact by the deflection. Yeah? So you're still making contact with the hook here. Whatever you do. Well, it's a snap punch when you don't actually make contact, slightly different. Somebody laser punch, short men, yoke men. You've always got contact when you defend yourself. So whether it's somebody grabbing your wrist, or you're taking technique, still making contact, you're feeling, having that connection with the kid. Yeah, and so you can take rounding circles of this contact, and you can make it direct. Posture, contact, balance. Let me see. Yeah, really, really important. And the thing is, people say, well, so I feel you're a big guy, you've been at a long time. But I can teach this to beginners. This is an exercise. You can teach people Nikyo. I remember once many, many years ago, I was contacted by the local authority to do self-defense for ladies in a night school. I stopped doing it because it was a 10-week course to try and get someone to look after themselves, but were really hard, because they never do it again, and they forget most of what they show. But at the time, I was young, and everything was an adventure for me. So I used to do that. I got qualified to teach self-defense, the police force, the use of force officer, teaching all sorts of things. So, self-defense part of it. We went there one night, this was years ago, we told it she was a rent collector. So you can tell it's a long, long time ago. And actually, we were door to door in the satchel and collect money. And one night, so I'd shown a Nikyo the week before. Somebody tried to give her bag. She'd got her bag there, and he grabbed her hand. She just turned and Nikyo'd him and ran. Right? And after one lesson. So you don't have to be an expert in Aikido to make Aikido work. Because you were so suited. You know what I mean? We classed the door after that, you know what I mean? But, so it shows me you don't have to be an expert to make it work. That's the mechanics. Most of you are beyond that, beyond the mechanics. Yeah? And you want to hopefully look at Aikido, why it works, what it does. I don't know the answers. Yeah? I'm not the toughest guy in the world, still going through it. All I can give you is my experiences and what I've been shown and what I've learned over the years. Yeah? But these things are very important to me. Posture, the contact with whatever you're doing. Because if they get up, the contact's here. Yeah? I'm feeling it's both here. You should go take this backhand away and strike me a bit. Yeah? The contact's there. So that it's yakihami, ayami. Yeah? The contact is there. And I'm feeling how strong how weak it is. Yeah? It's just in its basic format. Does that understand? Yeah?
Yes.
We're all happy? We can't know what we're doing now. Why? So from here, dropping centre here, feeding in, stretching, feeding in again. Okay, come on, go to that. Just go around. It's so another teacher, I remember years ago when the students said, "You alright?" His class and said, "You alright, Sensei?" I said, "Yeah, why are you there, Kevin?" He said, "That's what's going to be happening tonight." Students can be so cruel. We like that. So you can see this idea of contact. Very, very important. Yeah? So, yeah. So we're doing some movement as it's coming in. Yeah? Now, how momentum. Before I'm developing my power, I do static technique. Now I'm absorbing its energy. So it comes in. Now it can absorb. So still breathe in here, breathe out. Basic cookie book. Not anything different. People say, oh, your Aikido's a little rough and you're really powerful and that. I'm just doing basic principles. People. Gratitude. It comes in. A guided energy, like at the beginning. Redirect it. Yes. You know this one? Yeah. Lead on. So you can do this one, redirect it. Like a little cheese there. One day. That goes up. Get this one. The first one. Comes in and redirects. That's it. How easy is it? How we got movement? Easiest thing. Breathe in, breathe out. Both hands working together. You try? Come on, next. It's amazing. Anyway, things I've seen so far. This side. This side. that isn't going to hurt him. That's going to make me think twice about putting it. Make his eyes water. Rattles me out. His eyes water. I'm going to say this morning, energy, joyous training, put something yourself into it. Breathe in, extend. So you can make it as heavy or as robust as you want. You can still make it. So take this balance. So to me, I want to determine what I get through. So same technique. I'm deviating to my posture. I'm not over here, I'm not there, I'm here. You have to put something into your technique. Don't just go through the motions. Watch what I'm doing. It comes in. Meet his energy. This is coming forward. I might need to stop him the other way. And you see, things change. This is exercise. Breathing. I'm turning. I'm taking his balance. He's gone. We're going like that. Comfortable like that, and maybe a little bit more. Okay? Train. Aikido is yours. Not my Aikido. I'm just showing you bits that I've learned. And I'm showing you alternatives here. You can train as soft as you like, or as robust as you like. But you have to train an attitude in the head. I don't mean as in attitude, but an attitude. The spirit. Yeah, if you're training, I'm not having fun. I'm still enjoying myself, I'm having a great time. From here, I'm looking at the basic here. And so, I can train really slow, but very precise. And you see, so it's up to you how you want to base it. Yeah, you don't have to hammer them down and show you alternatives. Okay, that's a skill level. I'm going to take him down there, protect him. Take him down, he protects himself. This is a seasoned experience, Aikidoka, I can take that in the UK. I know that, I wouldn't take one of the orange belts or the green belts down like that, but I know he can absorb and take the UK. And that's the difference. Knowing the rookies, knowing the people you're training with, looking after each other, not damaging each other. Okay? We're happy? Let's go. I won't pass on my secret techniques until I take you all, alright? I'm just explaining to this opera. What I'm saying is, if you watch my Aikido, I'm very rare, I would like to think never extend my elbows fully. Yeah? You see it in Aikido for years and years, where people look it up, and it's this kind of extension here with the arms. And it puts so much pressure on your elbow, and if somebody stops you and jars you, it's a lot of pressure on your elbow joints. So my elbows were damaged many years ago. I'm very conscious about protecting them. So I always have the softness in my arm, in the crook of my arm, this here. So it's very important when I'm doing technique to keep this elbow soft. So what I don't get to say is this arm extends and Faye puts an arm bar on me. And you say, well, you know, if you look at that. But, you know, people might just panic. It's still low grade. Might panic going backwards and just grab it down. Just by accident. And so you've got a damaged elbow, and you're halfway to, you're not enjoying it like you do. We all carry injuries of some sort, yeah? And the longer you train, the more you pick up. It keeps them to gentle art, so it's over there in the first place. But whatever sport you play, I know people play sport, with stitches in their eyes with a big back with racket. So if you play sport, there's a good chance you're going to get injured at some point. You go over your ankle. So I don't think we're training any more dangerous than anybody else, yeah? And like I said, you protect each other, or you should do. Yeah? I know it wasn't like that in the old days, just hammer and tongs and things like that. But now, I like to think that, we're a bit more sensible as instructors, and that, to put that across, that you don't need to hammer people and damage them just to prove a point. So, sometimes, you go on course and people try to test you, and sometimes you have to do the technique as it was designed to do, or part of it. And then people take umbrage at you because you've actually proved the point. And it's always, the times that's happened to me, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's Even he came across a Nicky one time when he had to get wrist. Thought you were blocking me, so I put Nicky on it. He said, oh, I'll find a silly wrist. So I've eased it now. I'll £50 for physiotherapy. Thank you.
As you'll get back from concussion.
Yes, I've been concussed by this. I've been concussed a couple of times by Mr. Cottier. I was explaining to one over here, and I thought he'd broken my elbow doing rock you. I stuck out to New Gummy for Mr. Cottier when he was in the country. Or robust and not light. A lot lighter. And was quite robust and very light, and would take quite a lot of power in. So you like that. And so to escape from rock you used to throw your feet back. I think we used to do that when we were on the course. And we would have been Durham with a low mass, and the slipped, and my foot got stuck in it, and I couldn't take the yoke in it, I couldn't get my feet from under it, and Mr. Cottier hadn't seen that. And the thing about when you're talking in the front of the class, he just hammered you. You know, he felt the technique all the way through, but none of this like explaining this and moving to this position here and that. You just do the technique and you move, you're wiped out. Yeah? Because he trained in Japan in the 60s, and so it was just the way it was, and that's the way we taught. That's how I taught for quite some time. So Mr. Burlingame, thankfully, we're on a course and he's been promoted to go down. Well done, Mr. Burlingame. So Mr. Cottier is going through, I think it's in the book he did this. So if you've got the book, you'll see this episode. So he's going through from people from 5th Q all through the rank showing you that you're okay. So he's gone through the down grades, 3rd, down 4th, and he's having these 3rd and 4th downs. And I was sat beside Mr. Burlingame like this. We're all sitting there, all very serious in them days, like, you know, I'd already been go down for a little while. And we sat like this, and this is go down. And I said, sure, but I'm not ratified, you'll push me. I hit the floor, and all I could see was these birds and stars in the air. And then he went to me, to do it on him? I'm like thinking, I haven't got a clue what he's done to me. I can only see stars. So of course, then you get tough like, you know, I take this. And I was stood there looking like a bunny. And I went, you should be careful, this. Oh! So, and then I don't know if you've got somebody else to show it or not, like, all I could see is I was climbing off the floor, but he was this big tissue green. And me saying to him, you're swearing about that, like, you know. So yeah, so if you get the book, it's in the book, you don't believe it. Yeah. So, I forgot what I was telling the original theme, but what were we talking about? Oh, straight elbow, the technique is on. I'm not a dictionary right here. So, you'll find out what the tangents. So, the straight elbow like it, you grab your arm, it's dangerous, yeah? So the softness is in here, it's soft, it keeps my elbows tucked into my body for protection and power, yeah? Because once the arms are away from your body, you might think you've got a lot of extension, yeah? And I've been some sense you have, but as in Joe Public like us, it's difficult. So the closer my hands are to my body, the more power I can develop, yeah? So it's just things to think about in your training. Protect yourself, don't damage your elbows. I know they'll kneel and things like that. Nowadays, the shop are doing various things over the years. But you know, it's time to protect yourself. Especially that's a very good thing. And it's really good for the dropping elbow technique. So Sean's going to learn it. I want it, it's all like it. So okay, so protect your elbows, we've run out of time, but I'm trying to give you a little bit of Aikido and a little bit of common sense to train with as well, give you training tips as well. What am I giving for money for me?
Good man.
I am. I don't know why I don't pay for myself all the time, I just... But yeah, so, any questions? Lots of questions, I'm always available for answers if I can. Yeah, so that's it. Train with a nice attitude. Yeah, train safely, look after each other. Yeah, if you're training with somebody that's a reasonable level and you know the run, you can up it for that. If you're training with a lower grade or somebody that's a little bit older or somebody that's mobile, like me and Frank, yeah, you'll be a little bit more gentle with us. Yeah? So it's the beauty of that Aikido. I know people say, well, Mr. Guy was coming and we'll break your arm and this and that. And that's 20 years ago. And I didn't. People are just like Chinese whispers. Yeah, I'm breathing somebody's ear once and then I ripped his head off or something, but it just goes down the line or something. So hopefully I'm loving several times, hopefully. Yeah, I know I'm going to come, yeah. So everybody's happy, yeah? So we just stretch off, just stretch off, no, I'm sorry. I've got to see what the schedule says. What are we doing?
It's not past.
25 to now.
Yeah, 10 minute break.
Just 10-minute break. Don't switch off with your connect up to the old break. Yeah? So should we just line up please, yeah? Wait, so animation could be all marks on the same time. Great. So, Mr. Burley, just after quarter, what we're on to now. What's the next?
10 to.
Oh, it's over nearly an hour.
No, 5 minutes.
I better hurry up then.
1 hour.
Sorry?
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah, or 60 minutes, whichever's easy.
I didn't like it, I was okay. Right then, so. So recently we put a video on Mr. Cottier doing this interview, very short interview. And it's often practiced. You know, I've never been in a course that's been taught about from him. And it's quite an important technique to get, so I really like it. I thought, well, I'll just show you the ins and outs of it. If you see the video, I won't be doing what he did to his hookies. Yeah, it was in Malaysia at the time, and they're all very light hookies, and he took one guy down. And his head went between his shoulders, and his body went over like a shrimp. And then the guy like gets up concussed, and he like, don't show me. And walked off, and I thought, oh, that's just so easy. You know what I mean? It was great fun. And it's always a good team, but it's what it is. It's better than like that. So, I am it. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll start off with this cure, where he's trapping my hand against my hook. So we've got to use the hips. I told you off this morning, you've had 2 classes now that linked. This is totally random. Okay? So we're going to go from here and just sort of show you. So I need to move and make space. So I step to the side and extend it. But he's holding firm there. So the hand slides over the back. And you see? All I do is just put pressure on the elbow and take him to the side. This is a very basic format. And then we'll build it. The great deal you might get the third one. So from here, I'm going to step out to the side, and the hand comes over the top, making this heavy. So I can get all down the posture. The hand goes on the back, push down, shoulder to the floor, and go away. Okay? Pretty straightforward, very easy. So it's trap me, and move to the side. Hand comes over, everything's stable. Okay? And over the elbow, and comes round to collect the wrist, push down. So I'm going back in this parallel line. So every time I do the EQ, I'm trying to make it as rigid, formal. That's not something I want to do. How do you do this? Here, move. This is a vertical lock, and now we to go on the floor and kneeling down. The kneeling down block in Aikido is just full stop. When we do it in examination, but not in class. And why? Because it leaves you vulnerable. If you're one-on-one with an aggressor, why would I kneel on the floor with him and try and pin him? What am I going to do to him when I get up? Where am I going to go? Yeah? I'm sure you'll meditate as well. What to do this. Really, really. So, you've got to think about why do we do things? Why would I do that? It's not a simple message to go. That's not an excuse. I'm going to give you a reason why you would kneel down on the floor and pin. Okay? So, here, here. Control, peripheral vision. Can't see what's coming from behind me, but if I do, it's going to take your shoulder because I'm going to fall that way. So at least he's going to come to me. Disengage, and he stands up. We're on the floor, yeah, I'm very vulnerable to a third party attacking you. I've actually seen this done. It's what clouded my mind many, many years ago. I was following this direct path, we got into not me, but there was an incident in our club. He was suddenly was down on the floor, and somebody ran up and kicked him straight in his face and shattered all his face. I thought, I'm never ever going to get myself in that position. So, just one of those things. Beautiful lick you up. God, as soon as you've done that, straight on the floor, pick. Guy went up. So, I was sent down for several years, a couple of years, and the guy was out. So, this is very traditional, for examination it's very important, it's a full stop, it tells you when you finish the technique and you're going to restart the other one. That's for dojo practice, I don't like it. When you don't dojo, don't care what you do. Yeah? I'm looking at protecting people, Aikido region. Okay? So the only time I'll restrain somebody is if they're more than one of us, or if I was in a one-to-one situation and I had a position to put him into a cell or whatever, then I would perhaps have to do that, or hold him there until someone came to my assistance on a one-to-one basis. So, I digress, just to explain myself, try not to from here, so it's moving. Alright? I'm technique means one other. You never lose a technique, alright? So move to the side, here, almost pushing your balance here. Now. So this is a very basic format, no movement in this now, we are creating the movement. Okay? Shall we try? And we'll try building up, yes? So, it's one of the few techniques, that's how I give them a list. So the few techniques you can actually do to actually take over somebody and grab hold of them and make the technique work. Okay? Might not get to that, but we'll get to this. So now we've got movement. So it's also a lot easier to take in balance. It comes in. No rules in Aikido to say can't strike. You can strike you joyously. You can strike you in anger. There's no rules in Aikido. There's no sense to say attendees 90% of Aikido. I don't think you find anything like that. I wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. But obviously it might be somebody every now and again. Because it's got lost over the years. Every season this lovely old gentleman with his lovely white beard. It's very reverend and it's all lovely. But he used to go around dojos in his younger days and challenge different senseis to duels and fights and goodness knows what. And it's sort of lost as all that. So when he was a young man, he went to test himself, that's what he did. But only later life when he got the enlightenment, which I think I've got, is the light on. Or the light's on, isn't it? That's right, isn't it? Enlightenment, so that's the word come. So, you've got to look at this, where does your art come from? Yeah, we only see the modern style now, that's on YouTube and goodness knows what. Not the others. So, I need to make this hand heavy. Yeah? If he stands up, have loads of options. Yeah? And that's the thing about Aikido, is to keep it to flow. Once you stop, technique's ended, finished. Technique should flow from under. So here, now feed into the elbow. Shoulder to the floor as quickly as possible so we can't roll underneath you. And here. You okay? For movement. Look at your groups, you're doing more room. It's not putting them on the floor technique. No, I'm not putting them on the floor. I might put them on the floor. Right. Balance. Breaking balance, keeping my balance, breaking their balance. If I broke their balance and I've kept mine, I've got a good opportunity to put technique on, no matter what it is. Yeah? And you've only got a split second or two to keep them off balance. Once they regain balance, it's fine. So they don't balance again. So the sooner I can control him by keeping his balance, the easier it should be to do technique. So he comes in, I need to break balance. Now what are you trying to do? This This technique, you go in here and you're doing this. So everything's in this right shoulder. Can you see? So we exaggerate this by moving it out. So both my shoulders are down low now and my centre's low. Can you see? So, here, in that straight line. Just go over there, that's so huge. Yeah, and the body weight will took in. Yeah, but ideally, we take it to the side and please finish it off. So, it's really important to get your basics right. It's okay when to put it down and you get in here and you go, oh. Yeah, the balance is straight away. So we must make sure balance is broken. Everything's here nice and soft. Can you see? It builds. You see, at the moment, we need you back into the room to make it work. This is back shoulder. That's what I think. So now I'll colorise the movement. Yeah? Can you see? But I'm using exactly the same principles, so I'm going to take them off balance. So because I'm comfortable and confident with my posture, I can do that. So for yourselves, feel the balance. It's huge. Extension. Pushing that ball into water. Can you see it? I'm going to try. So what I was saying is, if I go too soon, right, and the arms will be there, so it turns. Yeah? There's nothing up here in. Roll down. So he hasn't got a chance to turn. As he turns, he's turning into his own arm. So when so if he goes to wide, either don't go, or he'll just turn away from it and into there. Okay? So this is designed to stop hooking from turning away from you. When you make traditional Ikkyo, and I still teach it this way, if I make this, yeah, we raise block end, we go in, these natural instincts, this hand's wide, right, the left hand. But if I start pushing that way, he'll walk away with me. It's a natural instinct, it's where his body's going. So, we get to here, and now he uses his body down here. Look at his legs, he's going to put his legs and kick you. But it's designed from the sword cutting action. So what you've got to think about is it's designed that once he's put into that position, I'm going to cut you in two with my sword. People forget this. People put it, in fact, last time I went to Singapore, I went to debate that sits down from Australia, to Louis's top boy. Can't remember him. Yeah, Mr. Spider, but he's top boy, he sits down. They look very similar to him. And they were doing lovely Tenkan Ikkyo, yeah. But when he was doing the Ikkyo, we were getting to there, and I couldn't help myself but walk away. And he got very frustrated with me. He was a sixth dan, senior instructor from the Shihan Aikikai. And, you know, I was a naked artist. And so, you know, I don't like taking new coming for anybody. I'll go down, and the Tenkan version is great because you'll all be going down the way. But this will leave you vulnerable. If you don't, okay, will turn out of it. It's a natural instinct. If you put me there, I'm going to turn and go with it. So this is why the shorter version comes in and makes it more effective. So the other one's very good for body movement and learning the sword, yeah. But this one is the more effective one. Yeah. I would never ever, in the month of Sundays, make an Ikkyo here, apart from in class, for beginners to understand the idea of entry, movement. So this arm's now here, protecting me from his left hand. We'll have to do a hook to try and reach me. Can you see from that? So from here now, this hand is protecting me from this hand. I'm going to position here where I can strike him, lift his leg up, I can walk him. So all these things are now vulnerable. So I'm pushing into his shoulder, so I'm trapping him down. Can you see? So now I must control hooking. Yeah? So you must make sure when you're making an Ikkyo, you're doing it in the right way, and that you're covering yourself and taking up his posture. Otherwise, it's a nonsense, and you'll go through the motions. I did for quite some time with him for years, that's the way it was taught. But then when you get to a certain level and you've been trained with various instructors, you start to question these things in your own mind. Because sometimes the interpretation of what's being taught over years has been lost. And especially the martial side of it, why do we do it? Am I protecting my body? Yeah? If you're not protecting your body, yeah, there's no point in doing it. But for fun. Yeah? My Aikido, I would like to think, is fairly martial. Yeah? And so I need to make sure that there's reasons, even though I'm doing basic kind of Aikido, here, I'm putting myself here. Now you see there? Not as easy, I'm not saying you can't do it, but I've cut down into it, and then now I'm in a position then to make EQ. And you see, yeah? Rather than just going, how many times have you done that with people? They've turned away and just walked off, just by instinct. It's the beginners. Show the beginner how to do it. I remember going to a class once and they're showing this beginner a Rubinagi, and they're saying, oh, you've got to, when I do this, you've got to follow me around, like this. And this beginner says, why? You're not moving, I'm still on balance. Yeah, but that's how it is, you've got to follow me around and leading your energy around. And this beginner, they're at Chester. They're not just at Alexander's class, further afield. And we got one night, and I was showing Rubinagi to students as well. So the beginner was showing me, and the beginner had no idea, they won't be awkward, they were just asking a question of why was that? Really, it's the way to do. Well, you know, it's not acceptable, is it? No, it's, well, I just don't think it's only if you're following somebody, this you need to know how to take your chemic, and that'll come later when you start doing the technique. But if I'm saying tonight, I'm alright, so I'm going to do this technique, but what you've got to do is, when I do this, you'll just stay there now until I just cut you down, yeah, and then you turn, that's your turn, and then you just put your foot on the lower. Every beginners they need to know where to go. But then that goes on to the next level. So the next few grade room is that, whatever that, and it goes up the line. So that's how we do it, it's the downgrade. And it's lost. Nobody's corrected the technique. So you're still being taught as a beginner, and you're still doing beginner's Aikido. And Aikido progresses as well, knowledge progresses. Yeah, well it should do. Yeah, patterning progress and show you can. Yeah, trying to stick to 2 short planks. Yeah, but I have a feel for it. And I've been very fortunate to be in various areas of work, or I was in Aikido, but I've trained with various instructors and they've been very open and shown Aikido as I don't think for me, it should be taught. But like I say, it's not for everybody. This is my school, high school, not my school. This is my dojo. I stood from my dojo, they will practice like that. We go train somebody else, Mr. Berlin, and somebody else, we will practice their Aikido. Yeah? But at the core of our Aikido is what we do. It's old school, it's dinosaur if you want to call it, it's Aikido. And so, to me, and I will take any senior grade who will show me fancy dancing technique, and the environment I've worked in and make it work, and I'll hold that up to them. So I've done both. I've done both this style and I've done the big open Aikido. Yeah, it's beautiful, it's training, fantastic. Yeah, I love it, it's nice to see all that energy. The trouble is now, people have lost the grasp on where it originally came from. I was saying to Mr. Berlin, Bo Sensei was a very robust sort of farmer, muscular, very direct, very muscular in his younger days. And people remember his Aikido more and more in his older days. And so the younger days have been lost. So, I'm a dinosaur, I'll continue to be Aikido's dinosaur instructor. So from here, this is pushing down the shoulder to the floor. Put the joyous attitude. I won't say it because I'm going to concentrate before I fall over. Instead of kind of just going on and smiling, so I don't smile when I'm sitting. So we're okay with it. We must extend. This must push. So wherever he's watching, I'm watching him, he's watching me. See, that's an uki as well. So he doesn't just give up as an uki. So, steps down, he's into it. And he's watching straight down, so down. He knows his face keeps on moving here on track. And once I come away, watch how he reacts. He's watching to see where I am, comes up, and we're walking down. Don't do that every time in the class, so that's how you should be training in your head. It's not just me, it's not about me, but Uki as well. So you train us both. Tony and Uki, the path is very, very yin and yang. Yeah, happy. So somebody doing the basic Aikido, I want to teach you that, I'll just show you as a way. we need to get back to this. Disengage, just move. Sometimes you can't keep on, the weight is slipping, covered in goodness knows what you are. Sometimes people stay in a work environment, in brackets, could be covered in all sorts of stuff. And all you've got is a pair of blow gloves. That's really violent, you've got 2 pair of them. And that's not what it is. Those are the days. Still can't, we wear nice our mums at work, and every time I put to one I was thinking, hold it. 7 days is great, to wear every day at work, it's like that.
Still look worried then.
So, but yeah. 2 days. I was very funny the territorial group used to turn up with all the full body armour and knee pads and big patterns and tasers and all this. Just be carrying on the back of the van. And you'd open it up and go, what's up, John? Oh, possibly, right. Do it. Come on, let's go off and we'll sort it out. And they're like that. I can do that. We spend a lot of time customers to do it. So, anyway, that's digress. So, right here, we blend the skin. Oh, down nicely here. Into it. Here. Easy.
I appreciate your time, thank you.
Again, the tackies material is how we make the EQ work. EQ, for some reason recently people say, oh, Shihan, everything comes from Shihan. And if you look back at the pictures of more sensitive, it very rarely goes to Shihan. It does do it, but not as often as what you think it is. And we've got here EQ is everything. Everything stems from EQ, it's a sword drawing technique. Right? So everything evolves from this EQ. Yeah? All your techniques go from there. Yeah, off. That's what I was led to believe. So where suddenly this Shihan market comes in, I have no idea. I think Yamada Sensei was once asked about what was his worst technique, and he said, I can't do Shihan and put it down. Yeah, and that's coming from an 8th down Shihan. Yeah, and you see Shihan and you put it down good, like, you know what I mean? But obviously you can feel comfortable with it. Okay? It's a great technique, and that's it. It's a good technique because you smash the skull on the back of the floor. If you do Shihan correctly, folding properly, it hits the mat, the floor, it's designed to stop with focus and take them out from that. Also dislocating the shoulder and elbow if you're going on properly. It's a very violent jiu-jitsu type technique that's been adapted to Aikido, be more gentle and flowing. Yeah? People forget that is intentional for Shihan, it's a very, very dangerous technique. Okay? So everything stems from EQ. EQ. Yeah? So it's a soft posture. Yeah? Here, we have ways of cut. It's EQ. Very, very important to be in IQ. So, EQ is very, very important. So, EQ can be used in a variety of things. I've used that in work-related scenarios, and it's never failed. Rock you surprised me. First time I used that in a really violent situation, I thought my rock you was absolutely mint. I could take anybody out. Never ever been. And this guy just simply stepped into me and pushed me against the counter. And I had nowhere to go for rock you. Either backwards or sideways. I'm going down with you. Yeah? So it really surprised me. Somebody who said, that's it. He's putting rock you on me, put rock you on me. So we're here. Yeah? And so instead of going backwards, he just leaned into me. Don't tell you that, it's cool, will it? This mad builder, he's only been to hospital once, he's having another go at this, and tries to ram me into the side of the counter. And I thought, flipping, I'd already started the job. And I thought, flipping heck, I can't do all these years of training, I can't do rock you. I did get it eventually, because that was the first time, then he got sent off, then he came back and threw a punch at me, a wild thing. And I ducked underneath and I got rock you off properly. And then I got hospital again with this dislocated shoulder. So I was exonerated because you're on CCTV and I had been violent towards us. So rock you does work, but it did take me out of surprise when looking. And this is what I said, that's why your posture is so important, because we spent more from where it's had war stories into the world. my Aikido comes from a different background kind of thing like that. My Aikido comes from a very traditional background, but I've had to use a work environment that I like to practice because I feel like it's important. And so it's a work environment that my Aikido was tested and done. And everything that I've been taught in Aikido was focused in all these years there, both as a trainer and also as a detention officer in itself. So it was tested, I'm really pleased that I've done Aikido. It's taken on many occasions. Nobody got to see the nurse, and they did a version of Aikido in police called Taijutsu, but it was mostly Funiki based. And so it wasn't quite as robust as what the traditional form was. And so I ended up being a trainer. They asked me my thoughts on it, and I went to see some trainers West Yorkshire and North Yorkshire, and then that's how I ended up becoming a trainer with them. So that's why my Aikido is slightly different at the end of the day. So that's the state of life. Very dramatic, that it gets that way. Anyway, back to the rules. So sometimes people don't know where you want to go, so you've got to think to yourself, how do I restrain someone if they're being violent and they don't want to go places without damage? And it's very difficult, it really is, and it's a big concern, in all things like that. So, I'll just want to hold my hands with the shoulder, he's too big to grab the thumbs, what the heck? Very awkward. So, alright. People say you can't force Aikido until you can't wrestle them. The thing is, the basic escort, when you take somebody with the police, is this way. They're moving this way. Which, it's not bad, but the trouble is, if you push back into your arm, it can turn. But you haven't got as much control over them as you would do with an EQ. So that's what has to be done to see doing there. So lots of variations. Smell the doctor. So the trouble with in this scenario, people struggle with when you watch the officers struggle with people. They're trying to restrain them stood up. And it was always a big thing for our team. They went straight to the floor, we restrained them on the floor, and then took them to a cell. So we never fought with them upstairs. We would swept the feet from under them, and they went straight to the floor, we would put them down with arm locks. And that's where it went. Don't wrestle with people there, to the floor, beat them, escort them to a cell, and make sure they're safe. So it is really important that you're on CCTV, on audio, and be judged by all these things. By the police commission and goodness knows what. So you have to follow the guidelines and you have to do it in a controlled manner. So the group of people I worked with were very good. They took on, they'd been trained by the police, and then when I started, I was showing them my variation within the guidelines, and it worked very well. And so nobody got damaged, nobody got injured. I'm not an outside anyway, so that's a good story. So from here, you take over somebody who doesn't want to go. So you think, well, go force it, go, you know what I mean? So there's no kick you up, just push it off. And then my 19.5-stone friend jumps on him. Or her, so that's some very violent women in there, I'll tell you. Goodness me. I should have to box into it, but obviously I can't because I was want to secrecy. But very nice to do some terrible. So what I'm doing is, there's very ways of doing it. So what you don't want to do is you want to tell you that I'm doing something. So the hand's light here. Are you like seeing this? I mean, it's Aikido, but I'm just showing you how you can adapt it to certain variations. So just a bit different to finish off with. Sorry. So what happens is we control, so we're making as you would with Bokken. So that control his wrist and start to pull his shoulder out ever so slightly. He doesn't know because he's carrying on with my friend over the side of there. So I just gently keep talking to him. It's your problem, you're alright, come with me, you're alright. So then what we'll do is snatch the hand back to the centre. That's the worst thing that you can have happen. It's very difficult then to do. So you can't do it more than you. Because someone can come at you with the head. Okay? So I'm just saying how traditional Aikido can blend. And is this too much? We're alright. I just Just thought I'd show you something different, like we're doing. So, not really. So, we're talking, and communication's a big thing. Now, when we're in the map, we communicate by our camera. Yeah? You know, we're ready. So, you communicate. So, I want to build and communicate with you. All audio, CCTV, yeah? And from here. And sometimes when you're on your own, by talking loudly, they hear it. Assistance comes very quickly without to shout for it. So, this is how you work as a team. So the hand comes down, the hand comes down, the little finger locks back of his thumb there, okay? It's like a pocket grip, okay? So it's almost at the moment, but I want to time it. So he's busy wiggling away through there. So I can either two-way him. This pulls him down, and I can take him then to the forearm, and then I take him to the arm. Okay? So what I'm going to do, everything pushing down the shoulders, like if he stood up, and he's fighting against me, it's difficult. So I'm pulling down just slightly, and then he's working up. And obviously, on a Friday night, not a lot quicker. This is done slowly so you can see what's going on. It won't be Friday night, but every night. Any working rapid. Breathing down, these races, and a utopia for everybody. That's something like that. So, like grip. So I either keep it down and then controlling the forearm. Put it with the forearm and then controlling the arm. He has to go to the floor. I can't leave him there. He's going to be violent. So I have to nullify his violence in my Aikikai technique. So I'm not going for him because he's going onto a concrete floor. The fortunate thing is sometimes the floor comes up quicker than we anticipate. So this is the things you've got to be wary about. Yeah? So it's great when you're training around, you know, laughing at your well, I'm safe. When you're dealing with someone who doesn't want to go to the floor and wants to try and rip it off, yeah, concrete floor is all you've got kind of thing. So you've got to be seen to control him, to train for this, not to like go to some trainers for the personnel, but they aren't going to damage themselves when they hit the floor. So to counterbalance that, we used to have mattresses. On a Friday night, we used to have the longest cell away from where we were, with a mattress down, so wheeled straight down, front of the floor, and left there for 1:30 morning. So there we go. So, if you want to try this, so I'll come back to what we're still on this morning about control, balance, yeah, posture. Easy. So we'll go again, and we'll go again. So one going. You know, it's still not putting on a ladder. So at the moment, just want to just this, and extra. See if you get it to work. Yeah. See ya. So, did it work? Did you have any success with it? It's just a way of just perform that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So, is it lovely?
It's the worst teacher.
Yeah. And what's the my Aikikai, was it going to be matter? But yeah, it's just a bit of something, you know, from a working background, a traditional technique that you can use without any effort. Well, it does take a bit of effort for being violent, obviously. We're very passive, we know when things are where to go. When somebody's on drink or drugs, they don't. So you're very, very careful how you deal with people in a situation like that. This is why Aikido is very, very good. You don't get angry, yeah, you're frustrated sometimes, but you don't get angry, and your posture is really, really good. As I said, I was only not good once, not by my own colleague, who was skittled a lot of us, me, custody sergeant, and prisoner, everybody went. So we had long corridors with all the cells down the corridors. It was a big custody area, very, very busy custody area, very busy now. And so we're here, we're at the end of this, halfway down this thing, we're trying to restrain this bird. And somebody made it, the hood comes out. You know, like kids who've seen Peter Kill slide at the wedding on his knee. What's that? Off and up in air, me, I was still a little custody side, so we're 85, which was really good. Up in air, down. All the time I've ever got off my feet, we all colleagues. But Mike Rascal, I would say to Mike, where we might, play this one, about a technique, what about everybody, does it? Alright, no, I want to fix this one then. So I'm going to lay down things. So, lay down. This side, there it is. See, you never said that. they do this, right? So we get this here, and we lift the hand up and we do this. It's the most nonsensical thing you'll ever do on anybody. It never worked in a month for Sundays. Never. Don't care who you are. If you've got a violent prisoner, or anybody violent, or anybody that intends to win, it ain't going to work. You can see she's turning out to it already. The downfall of it is, and I have to teach you this, but the thing is about Aikido, you can't change it to become, or what's taught to it. Because it is what it is. Yeah? So if I start changing, if I don't start doing this, I don't like Nokia, I went to teaching the other man, and they said they had an EQ or NIQ in 2 years of practice, because they didn't think it was worth doing. Remember when I said that? Yeah? I was just devastated. How can you not do Aikido without EQ? Who am I EQ? Anyway, so if you start changing it, it's no longer an Aikido. So you have to do the principles of all the things. So that, Aikido is this big, the centre of it is the martial side we like to do. There's all the branches of it, and if people want to do a big flowing technique, Aikido and things like that, it doesn't matter, it's Aikido. Yeah? All I'm saying is that my Aikido is focused on this and on being protecting you. People like dancing about and doing lovely technique and that. It's great love to watch. You see the lads in Singapore, it's like a ballet, it's fantastic. And but that's not for me. And when they train with me, they love it because they just put them on the floor and they just giggle. It's just in beats. And I'm just like, sorry. But the Aikido is fantastic, and they're the future. That will be Aikido, you know what I mean? They're fantastic ambassadors for Aikido. Because they can turn it on when they want to know, but they can still do all the big, smooth, flowing Aikido and blending. But they still know that the art of it is that. Aikido will bend a bit. Sorry if I can do all that. So the first mistake is this. So we're up against something here. They've got a knife in their hand, which I won't about that anyway, because they've got to back the tricep in the knee and devastating their arm, and the knife will be away. End of story. So traditionally, we're down here, okay? And I'll look behind me posture because my knees are bad. So I'm pinning. So at some stage, to get to here, I have to take the pressure off of their arm. Okay? So people say, well, you slide the arm. So I'll show it. So the movement is there to there, and I pin. Okay? Might pay for me. No. So from there, right? So down and go again. Thank you very much. So from there, drop your elbow to front. And you see? Drop your elbow to back. And you see? So I've got Nikki on. I've lost the original block. So this here, even getting it tight in there, and I'm a lot stronger than that. Well, no, I don't think I am, actually. Wrong thing, that one thing, by the way. So, you see it's showing there. So, you can push it in this way, right? So, push the arm in this way. Your elbow. Very much. Then you imagine, this is on something that's going to be quite complacent. And nice and relaxing. So, to pin something with that, in reality, it's it's a nonsense. That's a big guy, sorry. Yeah. So I don't teach it for examination. I wouldn't teach that as a normal thing. The normal things are like rocking on the floor, and down here, here. Yeah, these are the best that you can lay on there. People get out of that, you get amazed what people get out of. Yeah. So, so if it's out here, it's a good purpose. So this way, you can see it. So, what do you need? This is a box on the feet. So, can you see? So the trick to do with that is when you land, as you go down, you scroll into the floor, this, and now the walk up. Take it on up to me going, it's alright. So as we are, you know what I mean? So, you don't need to do it. So you see that, so that's my interpretation. That's it. My Aikido comes from a very legitimate background. I've trained with lots of people. Yeah, and this is my interpretation of my Aikido. My students seem to like it. I hope you've enjoyed my little visit and enjoyed it. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Burlington. We're going to have a quick break for this, sorry.
Do you like it or?
Yeah, I'll just pop it. That's good. It's very like, yes, please, I'll finish it. Thank you for your time and patience, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much indeed. I don't clap. Mr. Cotton always said, I think clap more sense when you finish the class, so don't clap for me. It's very polite, thank you very much, but I don't really need to do it. What did I used to say, Mr. Danford? I'm not entertainment. That's not what I would be days. But no, I'm not like that. So I don't like what I do.